What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Full Court Talk. We are back at it, episode 71. CJ, welcome back from Europe.
Yeah, man. Hey, luckily I didn't relive the movie Taken.
Yeah, I will find you.
God.
Thanks.
We have a lot to get to. We missed talking about All-Star Weekend, so we'll get into what we thought of All-Star Weekend and how great the dunk contest was. And then we'll talk about, is it time to explore trades for Bron or AD or AD after Sunday's loss to the Pelicans and maybe a loss against the Mavs? Are the Nuggets going to sneak into the top four with MPJ and Murray rumored to return? So All-Star Weekend, what did you guys think about? Let's start with Rising Stars. What did you guys think about the new what do you want to call it? 14? I think it was 3 teams, right? 3 teams?
It's like
Or
a
no, 4
mini
teams.
tournament.
Yeah,
I think it was
just a mini
4,
tournament. What did
yeah.
you guys think?
Yeah. I stayed up because there's a time difference in Europe. I stayed up to watch it, and I mean, honestly, I like seeing that young talent. I just don't understand the concept of bringing in the Ignite players because to me it's unfair because there's other people in the G League. I know they're young and upcoming, so that's the whole point of it. But it's just, I think it's kind of unfair for the guys that are trying to grind and be out there to showcase these kids that they just starting up and they haven't really earned their place. But I think personally, like, it was exciting just because like you get a whole new feel. It's like a tournament style play, like a mini tournament. As a person who plays in leagues and goes into tournaments, it's very exciting because it's more competitive than the traditional rookie all-star game, right? Because they're actually playing to obviously win. Which same thing with the old rookie all-star game, but I think it was exciting. I personally liked it. Cade looked good, you know, and it's just some of them are smart enough to hold back because their team needs them. Like, for example, like Kuminga, like I feel like he could have done more, but he's being a little bit careful, and I respect that. But yeah, it's just I at the end of the day, I definitely like the tournament style play that they implemented.
Yeah, I thought the tournament style was made it super interesting. It's hard to do exhibition or scrimmage like games like the full length of a regular game. That's how like you lose interest in the All-Star game and the Rising Stars. I actually did like how they added the Ignite guys just to give them some shine. They're I don't really keep up with the G League, but they're probably like 3 of the top whatever players in the league. So it was just cool to have that. One thing, I love LaMelo, but I thought he ball hogged too much. I was like, dude, you're in the actual All-Star game, just let everyone else do their thing. But yeah, like having 4 teams kind of opened the rosters a little bit. It was fun. It was fun seeing all these different guys on the same team, and yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, Rising Stars have been kind of boring up until this year. It was cool to see your own team, like, your own team's rookie come in and kind of dominate. But this year is kind of cool to see all the rookies kind of get into it. And having 4 different teams kind of opened everything up. The Ignite was kind of weird to me because they didn't really get to play a lot. Kind of seemed like they were afterthoughts on the team. And I kind of didn't like that. But I mean, when you're pairing up with other NBA guys, you're not going to really compare. So I get it. I think Jayshawn Tate, so nasty. I think he's a great player. He carries me on fantasy sometimes, so I respect him. Kuminga, wish he played more. Took like 3 threes and that was it for him, but it was fun. I liked the Rising Stars. I thought it was cool. I think they should keep it like that. Kept it fresh, kept it entertaining. On to the next thing that kind of got a whole revamp. Rising Stars. 3 teams, I believe. They had Atletico Bros, the Cavs and the rookies. The rookies definitely surprised me. I didn't think they were going to be that good. I think the point system was a little weird because they lost the first two, then they won one challenge, and then they were back in it. So it was kind of weird. But
Confusing for me, honestly.
Yeah, it was just the whole thing was kind of gimmicky, but it was still entertaining enough. Ending on a half court, I thought was kind of dumb. It's all dumb luck at that point. So like, but it was pretty entertaining to see Evan Mobley hit a half court game winner, I guess. I love Darius Garland, and that dude can shoot. So it was cool to see him in the shooting competition. The Antetokounmpos were definitely like they were gonna lose no matter what. They don't have enough shooting. They don't have the passing to win it.
Yeah,
Bro, I like Giannis, but Thanasis and Alex are severely not as good as the other teams. So it was tough to see them and Giannis. It was funny to see Giannis actually mad when they lost. So it was cool. I think it was a good idea, but I think I wish the teams were constructed a little better. It was cool to have the three Antetokounmpos, but it just wasn't fair compared to the rookies and the Cavs. What did you guys think?
I actually didn't love the team element of it. Having Giannis and his brothers was cool, but just in terms of the competition of it, like you said it perfectly, it's very gimmicky. But the thing I took out of it was, one, Garland is so damn good, and two, it was funny seeing Giannis like actually try and compete in an event that's so meaningless, but just he's competitive, so it was just funny to see.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I saw a tweet not too long ago by Giannis. Giannis is the only player that will chase you down and play hard defense during the All-Star game. And you know what? Hey, man, I respect that. You know, every game is I'm trying to win, right? But yeah, no, I think they could have been constructed better. Like Spencer and Myles both, just said right now. I think the Antetokounmpos had no chance, man, just no chance. And I think they're forgetting about the Ball brothers. If they were going to do the Antetokounmpos, they should have done the Ball brothers too. Because Jello's in the
I
G
think
League, right?
Lonzo's out, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I wish.
That would
I
have been cool
wish.
though.
No, it would have been cool if they put like the Ball brothers and the holidays, right?
Oh, the
Like if they
holidays
want,
would have been cool.
yeah, the holidays would have been cool. But I think what I want to highlight, if I am, somebody that was looking past the fact of the All Star festivities, is how good Evan Mobley looked and how comfortable he did shooting the shots that he made. Because when I was watching him at USC, I never expected him to have that shooting touch, and as it's translating to the league, like he can put the ball on the floor, and as we've seen, he can comfortably make a three or that elbow jumper. And like you guys both said, that he was the one that gave them a game winner. And so, like, I think if I'm a Cavs fan, like I'm definitely excited. They represented the city very well, but yeah, I just want to say that the construction of the team was terrible. Antetokounmpos are doomed to lose. The rookies, they competed, right? But shout out to that trio for the Cavs for taking it home. But that alone, I like the old version of the skills challenge better. When they started making it guards versus bigs, that should have been it for me. But yeah, like it's just, I guess people got bored of seeing players go through an obstacle course for hoop. But I personally like that from back then. So yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of the race a little more.
Yeah.
I think it was cool. It's cool that they're trying new things at least. But yeah, I would go back to the old way. I think the new way is just a bit weird. The teams are kind of clunky, and the stuff that they have them do, like the passing one, was pretty stupid, I thought. But on to what I thought was the most exciting on Saturday night, the 3-point contest. Karl Anthony Towns deserved to win. He's probably one of the best shooting big men of all time. I think the only thing I was kind of expecting was Trae Young to kind of like take it, because he's supposed to be like the best shooter. Zach LaVine, I thought was going to play better. Luke Kennard in front of his hometown kind of like threw up a dud. Desmond Bane was god awful the whole weekend. So that was kind of weird to see because he's had a great start to the season. But 3-point contest was fun. It was cool. Cat went absolutely off in that last round. I think he had 29. So
it was crazy.
Cool. I mean, 3-point contest is always fun. But what do you guys think? Would you guys change anything about the 3-point contest? Can you?
The Mountain Dew portion of it, I think that's a good implementation. I wouldn't change anything about the 3-point contest. I mean, if they want to make it more difficult, I guess, take out the money ball rack, but that just defeats the purpose of the fun. But I wouldn't change anything personally. But yeah, no, I agree, Spence. Like, I was expecting Trae Young to take it. That was my pick. And second, I had to show like some Duke love to Luke Kennard because he can really fly. Let that thing fly, but he disappointed. But Cat, like, he's talking a lot of mess for being the best shooting big, and rightfully so. He deserved that win. I don't think anybody expected him to take it though. You know what I mean? But that's what makes the victory even sweeter. And the 3-point contest is overtaking All-Star Weekend as the most interesting and best event, aside from the All-Star game, obviously. Everything else has just been not good. So, yeah, I really enjoyed the 3-point contest. Is definitely worth staying up for.
Yeah, I think if they add anything more, it's going to be overkill. I loved when they added the money ball rack because we all know we have our spots. So being able to capitalize on that is chef's kiss. And then the Mountain Dew ball was also cool because obviously people are extending their range now. So to reward that is cool. And yeah, it's just how it's designed. It's like kind of always going to be competitive unless someone just shits on everyone else. Like whether you go first or last or in the middle, like you can see the score. It's just shooting. You're just shooting threes. So yeah, I thought Trae Young was gonna take it too. I was rooting for Van Vliet. He stunk it up. Yeah, and then yeah, like happy for Cat. He won something because he won't win anything in Minnesota. But yeah, he needs to chill with the best shooting big man thing because Dirk exists, But yeah, other than that, it was like it's just fun seeing guys string like 4 to 7 straight shots off. It was dope.
Yeah, I think the 3-point contest has been my favorite for a while. Dunk contest, we'll get into that, but 3-point contest is just fun. It's just competitive every year. No one kind of like doesn't try. I think Fred VanVleet, if he does it again, he'll know what to expect at least, so he'll be better. A lot of these guys, any first-time guys, they're not gonna win. It's a lot to go through. So, but the dunk contest, best thing I've ever seen. No, I'm kidding. It was the worst dunk contest I've seen in a long time. I thought it was on par with the team dunk contest when it was HB and like John Wall.
Yeah,
that was the worst dunk contest because of how they put it together. Not even because of the dunkers. This was the worst dunk contest because of the dunkers.
Facts.
Cole Anthony and Jalen Green, you can clearly tell they didn't practice a single dunk. They just kind of went in there like, I'm just going to, I'll put something up. The time dunking is terrible. They need to get rid of that. Do the 3 attempts because a lot of guys, like, they'll go up and be like, okay, I can't make this. I'm just not going to go for it because then they lose an attempt, right? So it was frustrating to see. JTA and Obi, they practiced some dunks, but JTA did not have the bounce for some of the dunks he was, going for. So it kind of looked awkward. Obi's dunks were tough, but like for a big man, there was no power at all. And it was like, It was just so weird because like that dude has some explosive dunks in game, and then he's doing all these weak ass like damn, like he's like just putting it in. It's just weird. Like the whole dunk contest was just awkward. I felt. I like what Reggie Miller said. Put the 3-point contest last and move the dunk contest up to second, because like at this point, the 3-point contest is kind of taken over, like CJ said. But how did you guys feel about the dunk contest?
Yeah, it was like it had its moments. Obviously, you had Cole Anthony and Jalen Green get off their means, the Tims, the NFT shit, like gimmicky, but not in a great way. Like I feel like the best gimmicky dunk contest person was Gerald Green. And then the final round between Obi and JTA was pretty weak, and you nailed it. Like Obi had some pretty good stuff, but he just tapped the rim. That's like the most important part of dunking, probably, is just taking your anger out on the rim. I actually fell asleep for a little bit because it was just, I know it was during Jalen Green's part. He took like 12 attempts, dude. It was terrible. God. But yeah, I mean, happy Obi won. He was my pick, and he's still a good dunker. It's just the power thing on his dunks took all the enjoyment away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys this much. This is where I knew while on vacation that I could finally go to sleep. The dunk contest is when I was like, okay, it's time. And it's so unfortunate because, this is what people look forward to the most. And, the dunks just were terrible. The last good one we had was, 6 years ago now? 2016? Or was it 2017?
2016.
Yeah.
2016 when Kobe, that was Kobe's last All-Star game, right?
Yeah. Yep. With AG and Zach LaVine dueling it out. Yeah. That was the last good one that we had. And the league needs to find better people at participating in these dunk contests, right? Because if you're going to bring a G League guy or G League people, for example, the Ignite team, and then Antetokounmpo brother, then I think you need to pull some G League players, because I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that viral video of Mac McClung going crazy, and it's dunks like that, or even like these influencers that we see on TikTok, on Instagram, Twitter, like they got more ideas than these guys. And I was very disappointed in my cousin Jalen Green. I thought that he would actually go crazy with it, but no, you're right. Like Spence, they came into that contest a whole nonchalant, expecting to just rely on their athleticism, and that's not how they're going to win. Because as we know, the dunk contest is, graded based on how unique it is, whether you complete it, creativity and whatnot. But yeah, like Myles said, the Tims and all that, like that stuff is great, meme wise. But I'll never know how hard it is. I just think that if they want to spice it up and be better, they move it last, but they take a really good look at which dunkers deserve to be there, right? But yeah, dunk contest unfortunately has fallen off.
Yeah, I think I want to know what the incentives are. Like, do they get paid or something to be in the dunk contest? Because like if they do, they gotta bump up that money and give it all to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, he needs to be in the dunk contest. Mac McClung for sure needs to be in. I don't know why he wasn't in it, because Derrick Jones Jr. only got called up that 1 year because he wanted to be in the dunk contest, something like that. And he killed it. So I think he did, at least. I don't remember. But they need to do something, because the dunk contest is dying. And I think it's like becoming where, like CJ said, people just go to sleep at that point. Because I was pretty upset that I stayed up for that, because I was it wasn't even fun to watch at that point. It was kind of boring. But getting on to the main event, the All-Star game. that was as a Warriors fan, that was fun to see. I haven't seen Steph go nuclear like that in a while. The amount of turnaaway shots that he had was insane. But I mean, even if you're not a Warriors fan, like an NBA basketball fan, that was fun to see. You saw LeBron hit a game winner, hometown kid, and hometown kid Steph go off, right? So it was fun. What did you guys think? I personally like the new way I think they did last year, so it was great to see. And plus the new Kobe trophy, I love that. Anything they can do to remember Kobe, I'm all for it.
Yeah, man. What I think is Steph to the Lakers confirmed. He enjoyed playing with LeBron so much.
I think it's
No,
more of
but
a chance of LeBron leaving.
If LeBron
Not
stays,
gonna
yeah.
lie.
Shit.
well, I
They
guess
both go to Cleveland.
yeah, Steph and Bron to Cleveland. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, like you said, as a basketball fan, and just as a spectator, that was beautiful. The greatest shooter ever, going crazy, bro. Turn around jumper from half court. Like, what is that, bro? Like, that's insane. And unfortunately, like, his legs got tired. Other than that, he would have hit more for sure. But it was like a storybook ending, you know, Bron getting the game-winning jumper at his hometown. But it was beautiful to watch Steph go crazy like that. I forgot how it feels like when he's not doing it on your team. You know what I mean? But like I said, like, I enjoyed that. Like, was it 15, 16 threes? Like, that's crazy, bro.
I
Like,
think it was 16.
16. And yeah, it was literally a playground game for him. And I'm sorry that Steve Kerr's your coach, because anybody else would utilize Steph better, even though they have a good record. But yeah, I think the format should stay, and I think everybody going for that Kobe Award, and definitely a great way to honor him, because Kobe, when he was in the All-Star game, he competed with the flashiness of everything, and rightfully so. Whoever gets the award is obviously the best player. And it's just funny because after seeing that Giannis tweet, I paid more attention to him, and he does try so hard, bro. Like it's crazy. The only one really trying. But it was cool to see other All-Stars in there too, like DeJounte Murray, who definitely deserved it. LaMelo and Darius Garland. But yeah, overall, I
You forgot Wiggins.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram. I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, like it was a good game, entertaining. Format should stay, definitely. Format should stay.
Yeah, I actually almost forgot it was an All-Star game because Steph going off in the third quarter. Like, dude, save it for the season, man. No, but like, honestly, the whole third quarter was the best part of the weekend. He had like 3 or 4 look away shots, the one at the logo, and then he like walked by Trae Young and Giannis. That's bad, bro. It's a bad man.
Cool. Yeah.
And then the format of taking each score from each quarter separately and then adding up at the end definitely makes it more competitive. Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, don't make this gimmicky like everything else, because it's one of the only good things of the weekend.
Yeah, knowing the NBA, they're gonna add a 4-point line. They're gonna do something stupid.
I think they did that for the celebrity game.
Yeah, wasn't it like the Ruffles like
something like that.
Something?
I haven't watched the celebrity game in like 7 years, but
the only reason I would watch it is if like there was someone interesting in it. But they get like these C or B-list celebrities that like I don't care about or I don't even know. So
yeah, Quavo's in it every year. Like,
yeah, I mean. And then I saw the pick to win was Machine Gun Kelly, and then the highlights.
I hate that dude. He's so annoying, bro.
Oh yeah,
He's so
same,
annoying.
same. And then to see him like he doesn't even play basketball, I was like,
Yeah.
this is so bad. But going on to real basketball, it feels weird now that the Warriors are kind of struggling, but the Lakers, they struggled against the Pelicans. They lost by 20, I believe, on Sunday. It was a tough game, and I know that you guys as Laker fans probably didn't want to watch that. So would you guys trade LeBron or Anthony Davis? Obviously, coming up in the next season, over the off season, would you guys explore trades for them to kind of explode and rebuild, or would you trade one of them, get enough pieces back to run it back?
I'm going to preface my comment like I do with any Laker or Warrior related topic by saying I'm biased. But hell no, dude. Like, people are overreacting. We're not even 2 years, like, it's been a year and a half when we won in 2020. Like, LeBron is still playing at a top 5 player level. AD just can't stay healthy. They're only, not only, but the main mess up was trading for Russ. Because not only has he regressed as a player, but his money ties your hands up, so you have to settle for all these old dudes. If they had like ran it back with most of the people from last year, again, when they were healthy, they were up 2-1 on the Suns. And then AD goes down and you know the rest. But yeah, people are clamoring to trade AD or trade both of them. Like, what are you going to get? AD's value is probably the worst it's been since he got drafted. You're only, I mean, who's going to really take LeBron because he has 1 or 2 years max of this left. You brought them together to give yourself the best chance to win now. That's why I was so critical of not trading away the 2027 first round pick. 2027, dude, it's ridiculous. You clearly traded away your future with AD, so you have to, like, I always tell you guys, you can't both, at least in sports. It's very hard to compete for a title and hedge for the future. Like, if you just try to stay in the middle, you're not gonna contend really. So I mean, like, I will admit he is hurt all the time. Not all the time, but too much. It is frustrating, but again, like, what else can you get? They definitely should have offloaded Westbrook at the deadline. There was a rumored trade for John Wall and Christian Wood. That would have been the perfect spark. John Wall's arrested. We've talked about this. Like, their play style is kind of similar, but Wall is more slow and controlled, better decision maker, shoot a little better. Like, just the whole situation is so toxic. So I feel like almost any change would have been positive. So I mean, now honestly, I know I've been saying it like, oh, I don't care, I give up and stuff, but genuinely, I give up. I don't care. Like, it's too frustrating. It's too miserable. Like, I'm gonna watch the Kanye documentary. I'm gonna finish Euphoria. Like, I don't need all that stuff.
Hey man, the best thing I ever did was stop checking the score for games that I did not start from start to finish. But with that said, bro, trade every. No, I'm just kidding. No, Myles is right, man. Like, at one point I did really want AD gone because, bro, come on, man. Like, bro can't walk without tweaking a nerve or hitting something. Like I said, every time I think of AD, I think of that SpongeBob meme with the glass bones.
My leg.
My leg. Late at night, I cry myself to sleep. Cause that, bro, like, man, and it's so annoying because you see him in street clothes, right? Like tonight, and he's like fitted, all that stuff, and he looks fine. He looks absolutely fine. I'm just like, dude, get in the freaking game, bro. Like, stop getting these fits off. But I mean, yeah, like, what can you get? The only time that I would possibly do like any sort of trade is if it involves two players and two players only. Giannis and Embiid. That's the only time I would do it, man. And obviously, it's impossible to do, right? It's impossible to do. But I'm saying for AD, not for LeBron, because nobody's going to take LeBron. But if anybody would like to take AD's spot, Giannis or Embiid, because as much as I would want like a KD-esque player, Steph type player, LeBron thrives in having that big, as we've seen in that 2020 season and in his career. But yeah, I mean, that's the only time that I would actually be okay with a trade. But other than that, what can you get for AD, bro? Like, you know, it just sucks. And I don't even want to blame anybody anymore, because it's a collective fault everywhere. But the comments LeBron made during All-Star Weekend, kind of alarming, but at the same time, bro, like Miles said, like, I'm starting not to care. I'm really starting not to care. But hey, if they make it to the playing game, I'm the biggest Laker fan in the world, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
But from here on out, it's go Grizzlies, go Sixers.
No, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm definitely still gonna cheer for them. I'm still gonna watch the games that I can, just because I like the toxicity. I've been used to it, man. But it's crazy. I saw another tweet. Kendall Marshall led team wasn't worse than this.
Dude, I saw this too. Kendall Marshall was fire though, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
He was dropping double-digit assists with that shit team.
Bro, that made me so sick. Yeah. That made me so sick. I was like, bro, this team isn't better than Kendall Marshall, Ryan Kelly, and Jordan Hill. Like, what the hell? Like, but that comes with being a Laker fan, right? And Kobe said it best. For anybody that wants to come to LA, if I have to convince you to be here, then the place is not for you. And our teams have been bought, not built recently. But that's how it is in LA, man. Like, all the glamour, always, everybody comes up. Yeah, always. Ever since Dr. Buss took over, like, bro, there's an added pressure playing for that franchise, and man, it's so bad. You got people talking shit to LeBron, bro. Like, it's crazy, but it's also funny at the same time. Like, you're disrespecting one of the quote unquote GOATs, right? But I will end it with this. Like I always say, LeBron, not my GOAT. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought the people talking shit to LeBron was so funny, because he always said keep that same energy. They're keeping that same energy. And then Trevor,
come on, bro. Come on, good night, man.
I had to say it. He said
yeah,
it.
I'm kidding.
I'm just
yeah, paraphrase. Yeah, you're right. Same energy.
But I mean, seeing Trevor Ariza get mad about it was pretty funny, because he's done nothing all season, and then Russell Westbrook, he's been getting a lot of shit, so I'll let him pass. I think it was it last night's game when Malik Monk went Odell and just caught the lob out of the air. That shit was amazing.
It was.
And then seeing the body language of the Lakers bench just chilling, nothing's happening, and then nobody even gets a high five. Nobody hypes him up. They're just kind of whatever. The season's done for them. They don't care anymore, and that's one of the biggest things you can tell about this Laker team. It's sad because this team has a ton of talent. I think it just wasn't built the right way. Westbrook, trading your depth for Westbrook was stupid. It made no sense at the time. As much as you guys hated Kyle Kuzma, he's killing it in the Wizards. All of a sudden,
I don't miss him.
You miss Harold though.
Dude. I do miss Harold though.
It's just it made no sense because Westbrook was already old, and a player like him was going to regress quickly. So it was bound to happen. And then pairing him with another ball dominant guard, and I wouldn't call AD a ball stopper, but he can be a ball stopper at times. It just wasn't going to work. But they took the risk, and it failed. So now they're kind of strapped for cash. And I saw a report saying that the Lakers don't even think they can make any moves this offseason because they're strapped for cash. They're going to keep. They said they might even have to run it back with the same guys because who's going to take Westbrook at this point? No one. And then you
never
have
know.
AD.
It takes one sucker.
You're not wrong.
All it takes. Yeah.
The Knicks might get desperate and trade Derrick Rose for you. I don't know. It's
Kemba.
Yeah.
There's so many things wrong with this Lakers team that like it's crazy. Why Laker fans thought Trevor Ariza was their saving grace, I will never understand. I have no idea what happened to Kendrick Nunn. He's just like off the face of the earth.
Bro, somebody has to be beating him, man. Somebody's beating him, bro. Knee bruise or bruised knee? Come on, man.
There's no way he's getting hurt like this in practice, right? It makes no sense. And with all that being said, like this Lakers squad is done for the season. They're so far out of the 8th seed at this point. I mean, 3.5 games, but it's concerning because the Clippers are playing pretty well. PG might come back. Kawhi, maybe. We'll see. But
Norman Powell, yeah.
It's pretty much done, and they're not going to get the 8th seed. Pelicans are actually only 2 games back, so they're very close. So I think the Lakers are done. They're not. If they win in the play-in, great. They get bounced in the first round. The season's done. Move on to next season. I think they can do something. I would actually trade AD. Maybe you can get some good depth back for him, and we've seen what LeBron can do with depth. So maybe you can get like the Knicks are shit. Maybe they take a swing with AD. They traded Julius Randle because he's been shit too. Get Derrick Rose in that. Maybe get some 2 good pieces back for one always injured piece. But at the same time, it's like not many teams are going to be interested because AD has only played 37 games this season, and he might not even come back this season. I think I saw that he's out for another 4 to 6 weeks after this. So he's out for a while, and there's only about a month and a half left. So I don't know. And then LBJ, no one's going to take him because 1, the price is going to be too high, and 2, he's a guarantee out as soon as Bronny gets drafted. So Bronny's going to end up being the number 1 pick because it'll net you LeBron. So that'll be pretty funny to see. But yeah, honestly, the Lakers have kind of screwed themselves at this point because they took on Westbrook's shit contract. And then now they have to work with a bunch of minimum guys. And not many players are going to want to come to LA after a bad season. They're going to want to come to a good team like the Heat, Bucks, the top tier upper echelon teams. And I just don't think the Lakers can kind of pull that LA card anymore because a lot of players want to chase a ring. They don't want to just come to a team that they know is honestly toxic at this point. So we'll see what happens. I feel for you guys because this is tough to watch.
Well, I'm still holding out hope for the offseason because we can trade the 2029 first-round pick. And again, it only takes one team to want to get Russ. I think that's where it starts. Trade Russ, see what you can get back. Maybe other free agents will be enticed. Like next year is Russ's last year of his contract. So the team wants to get off a bad contract or have that flexibility. There's hope, not for this year, but for the offseason.
The only one that would make sense is John Wall and Christian Wood. If you can get the monies to match, I think it would just be THT and Westbrook. Maybe a throw in or 2, but like you throw the picks in, maybe you can swing that. The thing I'll be worried about Christian Wood is he's probably developed a lot of bad habits on bad teams, so maybe he might be tough to crack. John Wall. He's taken a full season off. He should be healthy, but that dude is just like AD at this point. He slipped in his house and tore his Achilles, so you never know. He's damaged goods at this point. So he was battling with Tyreek Evans, so you never know. But Going on to the Nuggets. There are rumors that MPJ could return mid-March, and Jamal Murray could be returning. That one I'm not too sure about because I know that he's coming back from an ACL injury, and I don't think you bring him back in the beginning of the playoffs. I think that's a recipe for disaster. But do you guys think if they get MPJ and like half of Jamal Murray back, do you guys think that's enough to put them over the top to have them sneak into the top four? Especially with them like going 10-0 with Boogie there. So do you guys think that that's enough for them to kind of propel themselves up to the upper part of the Western Conference?
Not the upper part, but I definitely think that they can compete. You know, it's kind of funny because MPJ coming back during March, isn't that when mask mandates start getting a little lighter? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, it all depends on how you come back from an injury. We've seen it before with KD coming back successfully and killing it, right? So maybe they could be the same way, or they could take some time to get their speed ramped up and whatnot. So I like what you said about not having Jamal Murray come back at the start of playoffs because it is a recipe for disaster. Your mentality, even though you're probably afraid to do certain movements, is to compete. You want to help your team. It's the postseason. You know, every game counts. So I don't think Jamal Murray should put that extra added stress on himself. But getting MPJ back would be huge because obviously he's a double-digit scorer for this team, and it would give Jokic another weapon. And he's been steering the ship very well, in my opinion, working with what he's got and doing what he can. And they should not rush these players because you want to think for the long term, right? And I understand that you want to, take advantage of Jokic having another great season, but I think it would be wise if they utilize the time for these guys as best as possible, because it's not worth trying to win now, knowing that you can have a better chance later on. So having MPJ, long story short, having MPJ would definitely help, but Jamal Murray, they shouldn't rush the guy. Definitely shouldn't.
I didn't even think about the injury risk for Murray when I saw that because I was just excited to see him back because I like him as a player. So he had that injury last April, was the 12th, and the playoffs this year start on April 16th. So depending on whenever he comes back, like the playoffs start a year and 4 days after his injury. You're right. It's not smart to throw him into the fire for the playoffs. I think you could maybe pull it off in the first round just by having him come off the bench, put like 10, 15 minutes just to get some run. It's the first round, so I mean you can kind of have some wiggle room depending on who you play. They're currently at 6, 2.5 games behind the 4, the Jazz. So say if they get like Memphis or Utah or Dallas in the first round, I can see the concern there. But I think Jokic is good enough where he gives you a chance. But you're right. Like it's not worth the risk. Maybe you know what, you sold me. I don't think you bring him back this year. As much as I want to see him, because the Nuggets are good. Jokic is so dominant, and I hate when players have career years and they're wasted. That's why I was clamoring for the Sixers to get Harden. Man, that sucks. Denver would be like the favorite if they were fully healthy, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Jamal Murray's 25 years old, so like I would not risk him coming back because if he re-injures himself, that's huge because that's another season without Jamal Murray. I would keep it, unless he's coming back mid-March and getting like 10 games under his belt, which even then, like I don't think is enough because he'd have to get conditioning back. He'd have to get used to the system, everything again. He has to get back to basketball activities. So I don't think it's not worth pushing for a title because at this point, I don't think they're built to win a title at this moment. I think you give them another season, I think they're right back in title contention. For MPJ, I don't know. He was really bad to start this game or to start this season. In 9 games, he averaged 10 points, 35 from the field, 20% from 3. And he was supposed to be the favorite for I think for most improved because he averaged 20 last season on efficient numbers. And then to throw up 10 points on 35 it's bad. And it really depends on what kind of MPJ you get back. You get prior back injury where he's scoring 20, or you get this season's MPJ where he's just super inefficient. And let's just attribute that to his injury. Maybe it feels better now, but even then, he's gonna have to come back early to get used to everything again. And I just don't think mid-March is enough time for him to get back into the swing of things, because with the back injury, that's no joke. And he's already had, I think this is his second back surgery, right? So you're looking at a guy, MPJ, who gets hurt a ton, and especially with his back the way it is, I don't know if it's enough. I don't know if I would bring them back this season because I just don't think it's worth the risk. MPJ's still really young, even though he's dumb for what he believes in. I'm not going to get into it, but I just think it's not worth it to throw in next season just to compete this season, where you have a lot of teams that are really good in the West this season. I would just run it back next season, see what you can get. The Nuggets don't get enough credit for how young their team is, but I think they're one of the youngest teams, and I think they're going to be scary for a long time. So I would sit back and just kind of reevaluate on bringing them back. MPJ you can bring back because I think he needs to get some run in. But Jamal Murray for sure I would not bring back. That's a recipe for disaster, like I said. But I'm excited for the playoffs. We're getting to it. We're getting close. But one last thing. I don't know if you guys saw Charles Oakley saying that Giannis would come off the bench in his time. So do you guys believe that? Or is he just being a stubborn old person and not realizing how great Giannis is? Yeah.
Grumpy
Giannis is great. There's
Loaded,
no doubt
bro.
in my mind. The dude has more.
Loaded.
He's got so many damn awards already, and he's 25? People don't realize how young he is. What he's doing is not normal. So I think there's the old men, the grumpy old men. I'm tired of hearing from them. I like AI, Allen Iverson.
Yeah, exactly.
Just praise
always showing love, man.
Exactly. There's no point in tearing these guys down. They're just playing with what they have. And Charles Oakley, I think he said stuff like this before, so I'm done with it. Just talk to people that are exactly.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for us. I'm gonna let CJ go get some sleep, man. He's got to be tired. So.
Hey, man, I'm just glad to be back doing this with you guys, bro. It's been a while. Bro. Yeah, so appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Definitely check out our social medias down in the link below. Like, comment, and subscribe. But that's going to do it for us. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.